Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon and welcome to your MTN Noon News this Thursday. I'm Augusta McDonnell. Let's get right to our top story. Many of us across the state woke up this morning with snow on the ground, and there's some issues, of course, that come with it. Here's what Yellowstone County residents saw before sunrise. Thick, wet snow blanketing the streets. Thousands across both Yellowstone and Bighorn County and Sweetgrass County as well, seeing power outages. Here's a look right now at snow still coming down in the area. Again, it is thick, wet snow, and now we're going to turn to meteorologist Ed McIntosh off the top to see what's next as we start to look ahead at our Easter weekend.
Doppler radar still showing some pretty active weather here, especially through southern Montana and northern Wyoming. A few showers will still develop through north central and southwest Montana throughout the day today, but it's the southern half of the state where we still have winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings into effect. The 3 S's there as we're looking at slick and slushy snow-covered roads, and for the pink shaded areas, we'll see some wind mixed in with some of the heavier snow here in the short term. This is all going to continue to fade off towards the south, but we also saw some pretty good snow amounts right around Billings in the Yellowstone County area. Some reports right up to about 10 inches of snow. Some of the photos that have been shared with us today, and we'll see moisture totals continue to increase. Right now, the Billings Airport is sitting right about 0.8 of an inch since last night. Your forecast coming up.
It may not feel like it over the next few days, but summer construction season is headed our way, and that means flaggers, orange cones, and one-lane traffic in several areas across the state. Much of that work will be done on bridges. The Montana Department of Transportation is investing billions of dollars on bridges over the next 5 years. And today, our Andrea Lutz explores the work being done around Billings.
The state of our bridges.
This deck is pretty old.
Is on the mind of Shane Johnson.
Let's say it's 40 years old.
So he's making sure this bridge gets the attention it needs.
And it's just wore down in spots, especially where traffic's driving.
From the surface, you can see patches and even rebar starting to show.
When do you think this was last patched?
Oh, I'd say probably a couple years ago, maintenance did this.
On the North Avenue Canal Bridge in Huntley.
But it's a critical corridor to get into Billings for a lot of the Shepherd and Huntley people. So.
With 1,000 cars a day, now's the time to resurface it.
As we're going to take off part of the concrete deck and replace it.
Same thing going on here in Joliet at this heavily traveled bridge. It's a part of a mission from the Montana Department of Transportation to put $1 billion into bridges across the state.
We have severely aging infrastructure.
Ryan Dahlke with MDT says that's because 20% of Montana bridges have hit their 75-year lifespan and need replacement now, a tall order to fund.
It's expensive to replace a bridge. Those needs outpace the available funding we have by an order of magnitude.
He says every 2 years, all of Montana's bridges are inspected and put on a schedule for work.
But if you take that average lifespan of 75 years, that's what we're really dealing with. Then there are other issues. Deficient bridges can come up with damage, advanced deterioration, requiring closure and that kind of thing to keep drivers safe.
All things we've seen in Montana before.
I've been here long enough to see a lot of projects that I've worked on, and we're going back to work on them again.
Shane has seen it all too.
But if we want to keep this deck in good condition for a long time into the future, now's the time to go in and do a maintenance project like this rehab.
With projects like this underway, the goal is clear. Build safer, stronger bridges for the next 75 years.
It should be good for a long time.
In Huntley, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.
Thank you, Andrea. It's not only big cities that will be home to these construction projects. Over in the small town of Shawmut, population of right about 40 people, another bridge is being repaired. That bridge, which was done in 1997, will not be crossable during that time, something residents say will not only create big headaches, but could lead to safety concerns as well.
At this point, though, if you're going to reroute a whole community, I need the county to help. Even with a four-wheel drive, it's not traversable. It's especially scary for EMS, fire, police that can't get to us, and we can't get our kids to school, and we're concerned.
The Wheatland County Roads Supervisor says that construction on the area will most likely happen in the early summer months. In today's leading look, 3 people, including a baby, are dead after a car crash involving a school bus near Lame Deer. It happened Tuesday morning on U.S. Highway 212, just after 7 o'clock. The Montana Highway Patrol confirmed yesterday the school bus was stopped to pick up children when a Honda Civic driven by a 19-year-old Arkansas man hit the back of the bus. A man, woman, and baby girl in the car were killed, while the driver and another passenger were injured. MHP says only the driver of the Civic was listed as wearing a seatbelt. No children on the bus or the driver were injured. Officials say alcohol and drugs are not considered factors in this crash. And 9,000 people turned out yesterday as Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez brought their Fighting Oligarchy tour to Montana. The two taking center stage in Missoula at the University of Montana's Adams Center. MTN's Zach Volheim has more from the rally and their message to Montanans.
On Wednesday, nearly 10,000 people showed up to the Fighting Oligarchy Tour rally in Missoula. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez took center stage, delivering a message of economic populism.
We believe in democracy, not authoritarianism.
Speaking to an at-capacity Adams Center, Senator Sanders and Representative Ocasio-Cortez addressed the crowd by stating the issues that they see the country faces.
Time after time, we've seen how our government and laws are more responsive to corporations and lobbyists than to the will of everyday people and voters.
See, it is not good enough for them that Musk owns more wealth than the bottom 56% of households. Not good enough for them that the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 90%. Not good enough.
The message of both the representative and senator was of wealth inequality and money in politics.
Right here in Montana, the crypto lobby and dark money funneling tons and tons of money trying to buy elections right here in the state of Montana.
We believe in an economy that works for all, not just for Musk and his fellow billionaires.
Both the representative and senator also had the same message of what the country is currently facing.
We are at a crossroads, Montana. We can either have extreme wealth inequality with the toxic division and corruption that it requires to survive, or we can have a fair economy for working people along with the democracy and freedoms that uphold it. Oligarchy or democracy, but we cannot have both.
Our job right now in this pivotal moment in American history is to take on Trump every single day. But it is to do more than that. It is to understand that in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, we can do a hell of a lot better than having an oligarchy.
There were also several more speakers that took the stage before the representative and senator, and they all largely shared the same message. They urged those who are upset by the actions being taken by the Trump administration to fight back and to call their congressional delegation, protest, and strike. In Missoula, I'm Zach Volheim, MTN News.
And supporters outside the rally also had a lot to say. Caroline Weiss has this.
Standing up for the things we believe in. Healthcare, education, women's rights, all of that good stuff.
Stacy Hermiller and her family drove from Great Falls to attend the rally. And they weren't alone. Crowds came from all across Missoula, Montana, and even other states.
I'm here for the movement, we're here to support AOC and Bernie and the fight against what's going on in our economy and our government, and we're here to stand with everybody that sees the negativity that's happening.
Some even biked in a group ride. In line, they talked about their worries and their hopes.
Well, I'm deeply concerned about the direction this country is going in. And I feel that it has to be people showing up to let our legislators and the president know.
And they said they were happy with the turnout.
I think it's a good statement in terms of really what we want as a country and what our expectations are. Clearly, Bernie and AOC are tapping into needs that are unmet.
I spoke with people on their way in about their expectations. Now let's hear what they thought after the rally.
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
And I've seen him before, but I still was. Yeah. He's a wonderful person. Makes me cry.
Yeah, it was nice to feel hopeful. It was hopeful, energetic.
The crowds filled out and went back home across Missoula, Montana, and other states.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of work to do, I guess I would say, so we got to get to work.
In Missoula, Caroline Weiss, MTN News.